story. I've had gallbladder problems since I was pregnant with my youngest son, Alaric, who is 3 years old now. We found out that I had gallstones when I was pregnant with him. And I was about 11 weeks and 5 days when we found out. Sorry, I'm having to get comfortable. At first, it was just like a cramping pain in my upper abdomen, and I wasn't sure what it could be. And at the practice I was at originally while I was pregnant with Alaric, the first doctor that I saw, there was 3 doctors there. The first doctor that I saw and told about it, I was like, it's probably just, you know, your gut's moving around, being rearranged by the baby. It's completely normal. Well, the pain just kept getting worse, and it was mostly only at night and when I ate dairy. So I brought it up to the next doctor, and he's like, that sounds a little weird. Let's get you a V-word ultrasound. And we went to the hospital and they did the ultrasound, and come to find out I had gallstones. And he said, there's only like 3 or 4, but that's probably what the pain is. Just cut back on the fatty foods and the dairy, and if you're still feeling in pain by the 3rd trimester, we'll schedule you a surgery for immediately after you give birth. I said, okay. Well, by the time my 3rd trimester came along, I was eating more organic and plant-based, and of course I had some bad stuff, but I was more towards that side. So I was eating more of those things, so I wasn't having any kind of attacks. I didn't have any problems. As far as gallbladder stuff went, I didn't have any problems until he was 1. A few months after 1, like 1.5. So in March of 2017, I started having problems. And my husband was actually away at the time, and I don't know what I'm going to do because I have work the next day. My mom comes over and she gives me some medicine. She's like, you sure you don't need to go to the hospital? I'm like, Mom, what am I supposed to do? Ain't nobody able to watch my little boys. And I have work tomorrow. My boss was actually on vacation, so I couldn't even get anybody to cover for me. So whenever I went to work the next day, the pain was gone, but apparently my breakfast triggered another one. 3 hours into my work day, I was a ball of pain. I was sitting in the office praying I didn't have a customer. Every time a customer would come in, I would just cry a little bit harder. Wipe my face, go out there, take care of them, and then go right back to the office when they left. Eventually, someone else came in and covered for me, and I had someone pick me up and take me to the hospital. The doctor at the time recommended surgery. They were going to have to do emergency surgery because there was not a surgeon on staff at the time. It was a Saturday. So I said, no, I think that I need to go back to eating right and maybe do some research. So they prescribed a bunch of stuff. I couldn't take anything they prescribed. They prescribed stuff that wasn't safe for breastfeeding, and at the time I was still breastfeeding. They put me on what they call the gallbladder protocol. But I modified it some to make it affordable and reasonable for me. If you want me to do a video on the gallbladder protocol and what I did to prevent gallbladder problems, just let me know and I'll do one. It's really simple. I did that a little over a year. Fantastic. And then I slipped up. And I started eating the wrong things and not doing the things I was supposed to be doing, not drinking what I was supposed to be doing, not eating what I was supposed to be eating. I was an ultimate screw up. and I ended up having an attack that June. So I did great from March to June. So I ended up having this other attack. And I'm like, oh no, not again. What triggered it was pizza. I'll put that out there. It was pizza. One slice and sick as a dog. We thought we were going to go to the hospital then, but we decided not to. We decided to just get back on our regimen. And I was fine again for a whole year. And then this June hit, and I started the keto diet. 98% of the time, I was keto. It was from June to the end of July. I had 3 attacks in one weekend in June. Those attacks almost put me in the hospital, but we were all the way in West Virginia at my husband's grandma's funeral, and there was no way I was going to be in the hospital up there. No way, because he had to ask for a day off, and there was no way I was going to be able to come home with surgery, like lines all over me. I did not want emergency surgery where they cut you open. You get back home, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it was just stress. Maybe it was stress, and we had to eat some fast food on the way up there. Maybe it was just all that. Then I'm good for about 2 weeks. But I noticed, like, I'm hurting, y'all. Like, I'm getting these little pains and gas and just not feeling 100%. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, they say sometimes with the keto diet, you may not feel the best at the beginning, but as your body goes into ketosis, you're going to be fine. Do not get me wrong. The keto diet is amazing. Amazing for people who do not already have gallbladder problems or liver problems or anything that has difficulty processing fats, because a high fat diet cannot in any way, shape, or form be good for a gallbladder attack. Now, I'm not a doctor. I am not a doctor. I was on the brink of death, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not joking. This is very serious to me. I almost lost my boys forever because I followed a diet trend to try and lose weight, to try and be healthier, to try and get rid of all my hormonal problems. Keto is a no for me. And if you have gallbladder problems, it should be a no for you. If you have any kind of gallbladder problems or liver problems or any kind of like stomach issues, please reconsider keto. Consider doing Whole30 or paleo. Get away from super, super high fats. Yes, avocado is amazing in small amounts. Coconut oil, yes. Olive oil, yes, please. Avocado oil, go for it. But steer clear of the dairy. Steer clear of loading your taco with guacamole. Do your best to eat a moderately fatty diet. Cut back on your carbs. Eat more fruits and vegetables. If you don't want fruits because of the carbs in them, stick to eating more vegetables. Eat more vegetables, eat more lean meats, and you will start losing weight. Trust me, I've started losing weight, and now I'm eating right. And while I was losing weight on the keto, I'm not saying that the keto is bad. I am saying that if you have these problems, don't do it, because you'll end up making it harder on yourself and making yourself have to have the surgery. I did not want that surgery. I do not like doctors. I do not like hospitals. I do not like being away from my kids or being in pain. I don't like any of that. I would rather birth 10,000 babies than go through what I was going through. That final attack had me wanting to die. I went into sepsis. If you don't know what sepsis is, please research it, because it's literally your body dying. It's giving up on itself. It's rotting. It's dying. It's terrible. I was in sepsis, and if they had waited even one more day, I would have not survived. I would be dead. Or at least in a very bad state. What I'm saying is that the keto diet didn't necessarily put me in the hospital because it's a bad thing. But do your research. Don't just assume like I did. And I will take fault that I assumed. I assumed that what was good for the geese is good for the gander, and I was going to be just fine. I wasn't just fine. And if you have gallbladder problems, you might not either. Just something to consider. If you have any more questions, if there's anything you want me to give you advice on, or you want to know that gallbladder protocol, or you want to know what I did specifically, plus what they recommend, just let me know, and I'll get with y'all, and I'll let y'all know all of that. So, y'all have a great day. Find a trend or a diet that works for you if you're trying to lose weight, and don't necessarily follow what everybody else and their mama is doing. Bless y'all.